My name is Colton Hathaway. I'm from Geek Media, and I'm here to answer your questions about the BizInquiry. So the first question is, why did I decide to start my business here in London rather than the Silicon Valley or New York? So I decided to start my business here in London because I love the intimacy of the city. I can go from my downtown office to the university campus in less than 10 minutes. Try doing that in San Francisco or New York. The second reason I love being here in London is because both of our clientele and industry connections are worldwide anyways, so there really is no point in being involved or located in San Francisco because everything's accessible online as is. So what that allows us to do is take advantage of some government incentives that Ontario has provided for us that just don't exist in the South. We can do government funding options for our employees, and it just helps keep cash flow positive. So for those two reasons, it doesn't really matter why I would move to the South. It's great being here in London, and I love growing here. The second question is, what's my favorite way of pulling an all-nighter? So I'm going to answer this one with a story. During my time with Coached at Hyperdrive last summer at Communitech, we had a few long nights to say the least. So what I did to keep myself awake during those long night coding sprints was I did push-ups at various times throughout the night. So there was one time when we did an 84-hour coding sprint. We had to get our software out to our athletes to start recording their videos and audio, and so it just needed to get done. So in an 84-hour period, I did about 78 hours of coding. If you do the math, that's 6 hours of sleep in about 3.5 days. So push-ups kept me awake. It was better than caffeine, just a little bit of adrenaline from the exercise. That's what kept me going. Now, I'm going to be honest though, I've shifted my focus significantly on this, so I don't recommend staying up long hours. I don't think it's good for startup culture or anything. Get some sleep, you'll be much better in the morning. We need better hours, not more hours. So what are my favorite business books to read? Ironically, I'm not much of a reader. I've probably only read one book since high school, so I'll talk about that one. It's Rework by Jason Fried, the founder of 37 Signals. It discusses how startups can shift their mentality and become better businesses and how they can scale. It's an awesome read. It gets you to literally rework your business and how you perform your business. Definitely recommend it to all entrepreneurs and startups. How did I know it was time to find partners? How did I choose them? And how would I recommend sharing equity? So I knew it was time to find business partners about 6 months ago. I got sick of doing the whole freelance gig where I was finding the work and then having to do the work and then just repeating that cycle. So I just took it on myself, find talent, and get out of their way. So I hired Ella Spin. She's my VP Creative at Geek, super talented designer. I ended up finding her in a client project that I was doing. She was a designer on the project, I was doing the website, and we just met up after that, and the rest is history. It's been great working with her, super talented, and I don't have to worry about design, which is incredible. On the other end of the spectrum, I have worked with Aleem Haji, who is now our VP Engineering at Geek, and he is a technical wizard. He's been going through University of Western Ontario for software engineering the past 4 years with me, and it's been great. We worked on a few projects through university. We know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and we bring that into the business. So it's just been incredible with both the two founders in the company. I recommend finding the right partners. It'll allow you to share the responsibilities within the company and find somebody that will complement your skills. You don't want 3 business people trying to solve an idea or a problem. You want people that have different talents that can benefit the company in general. So that's what you need to be finding in a business partner. Don't find yourself, find somebody that makes you better and that you can make them better as well. In terms of sharing equity, it really depends on the situation of the startup and how many entrepreneurs are involved. So if there's 1 or 2 or 3 founders, that usually dictates how the equity is distributed at the beginning. However, it also changes when you raise capital, whether it's angel or VC. They will dictate, though, how that share gets distributed based on the valuation of the company. The one thing, though, that I do recommend, and this is different based on my agency experience versus startup, is creating an employee stock option pool. It allows even the lowest employee in your company to have company ownership, and that's really important about building your culture. So let's say in 2 years, Geek is sold for X dollars. Even the smallest employee would have a share of that cash, and I just think that's a huge benefit to them as they help you grow your company. So every employee should get a slice, regardless of founder status. However, going back to how to distribute equity in the beginning, I really recommend, and this is very important in all startups, is vest your equity over time and set cliff dates appropriately. So no person within the company should have their equity within the first year. You should vest it over 36 to 48 months, depending on your situation, and have a 1-year cliff is what I recommend. That allows the company to protect its assets. You don't have somebody signing on for a month and then saying, I'm out of here once they've got 15% of your company. Vest your equity and set cliff dates. That's how you protect your assets when you're starting a company. So how do I motivate myself to accomplish long-term goals? Now this is going to go back, and if you read Rework, you'll see where I got this information from. So it's important to set out small, achievable goals as you're going through your project. Set out weekly deadlines, such as feature releases or product releases. It'll allow you to hit those milestones, get re-excited, and set your new focus on next week's goals. Don't try to set your goals for 18 or 24 months from now. Planning is just guessing, and your guesses will always be wrong. So just allow yourself to keep getting excited. Build on your product, build on yourself, accelerate your business.